when the Gates Foundation was started in the year 2000, 10 million children under the age of 5 died that year. And most of that was because of diarrhea, pneumonia, malaria, or a few things that make children vulnerable in their first 30 days. 90% of the deaths were in one of those 4 categories, and so we committed that we would study those, create new tools, including vaccines, and help get them delivered. And so, in fact, the number of children who die under 5 has been cut in half. It's now below 5 million. Now, that's 5 million too many. And actually, in this region, including in Indonesia, that cut in half is true here as well. So it's been an amazing time period, and there's many new tools coming. You know, we need a tuberculosis vaccine, and in fact, the trials for a tuberculosis vaccine have started, including with the strong relationship here in Indonesia. We have 2 of the sites where we're testing that vaccine are here, and that will help us know how well it works, and then that'll be a benefit to the entire world. You know, so we're doing those trials in Africa and India and here. Very excited about that. TB is a great example of a disease that, because the rich countries don't have the disease, it just doesn't get hardly any money for diagnostics or drugs or vaccines. And so that's been one of our big focuses. You know, lots still to do in health. You know, Indonesia is very serious about malnutrition, and we have a number of proven tools like what we call multiple micronutrient supplement that pregnant mothers can take instead of just taking folic acid and iron. They take a pill that actually has many vitamins in it. And yeah, Indonesia is one of the first to launch that with the goal to get that to all pregnant women very quickly. And it really makes a big difference. You know, a lot of women have anemia, which is an iron deficiency, and so the foundation has an approach where you can just go in one time and get an infusion, and it fixes the anemia. And so over the next year or 2, we'll come up with a plan to roll that out in Indonesia. You know, so a lot still to be done in health, but the innovation pipeline is very strong, you know, including in low-cost medicine. And of course, as we address infectious disease, where we still have this work to be done, you know, then we also need to start working on heart disease and diabetes and other diseases where the tools will be inexpensive. The only other area to mention that the foundation works in is agriculture, trying to make seeds more productive and understand soils and make fertilizer more appropriate, cheaper, because of course many of the lowest income people in the world are farmers, and so if we can make their crop more reliable, more productive, and that's a great thing, including things like chicken and cows, because a lot of the protein and value they get comes from livestock. So it's another area we have good relationships in Indonesia, working on things like banana, where you have a great genetic variety that we can do better on bananas for Indonesia, but also helping avoid some of these diseases. You know, the Gates Foundation loves to encourage philanthropy, and you know, I think philanthropy can be a very powerful force. Of course, it's not a substitute for the private sector or business. It's actually quite small compared to those other 2. And yet there are things like piloting new ways of doing education or piloting new medical tools where philanthropy can come in and do it in a unique way. And then if it works very well, over time, government will change the educational approach or the health approach. And philanthropy can be a lot of fun. It can be very high impact. And so we've had collaborations, not just with the government, but also with some of the philanthropists in Indonesia. Dr. Tahir's worked with us over the years, the Tanoto Foundation, the Tahia Foundation, a number of you, and we look forward to expanding that. Philanthropy is growing quite a bit. For example, today in India, about half of the work we do is with philanthropists in India. And it's kind of a perfect combination because we understand the global science very well, and the local philanthropist understands how you communicate, how you work with the government. They can go and see, is it really working, is it not working? And so these collaborations, I'm hopeful that we'll have more of those in the future. Even though there's a lot of challenges in the world today, some of the aid budgets are being cut in the rich countries because of the Ukrainian war and other challenges. I actually am optimistic that even if in the short run, in some parts of the world, particularly Africa, that the death rate may actually go back up a bit. If we take a longer time frame, look at the next 20 years, I think we can achieve a lot. We can finish polio. The only disease that was ever eradicated was smallpox, and so polio would be the second major disease. We're very close to doing that. And once we finish polio, we'd like to try and eradicate measles and malaria as well. We have some new tools for that. And of course, part of my optimism about the innovation is because we have now artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence, I can't state strongly enough how amazing this tool is, even in the last 6 months. The improvement, I know Satya Nadella from Microsoft was here last year talking about data centers and working with the government on those, some of those things. But the AI is going to help us discover new tools, and even in the delivery of health and education and agriculture advice, we'll be using AI. So, I've really enjoyed the philanthropic work, and I look forward to doing more. And again, thanks for the incredibly warm welcome that the President has provided for me. Thank you.